Welcome to the 2021 BFA Solo Performance Showcase.
Everyone has been working so hard on their individual pieces to be able to present them here today. Woo!
We wish we could all be in the same room together, but we're glad we can share these stories with you virtually, so thanks for being here.
There's also a little comment section on the side, and we'd love to know what you guys think in real time.
Halfway through the show, there will be a 5-minute intermission.
At the end of the show, feel free to join us on Zoom. We'd love to hear what you thought and get a chance to speak with you all. We'll put the link in the description down below.
So without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Can't I get this? I just want to start my solo show with a really cool guitar solo, but I am totally not even getting this guitar solo, and people are gonna think I'm stupid and I'm an idiot, and Okay, Jeremy. Just breathe. Deep breaths in and out. You know what? This could make a funny skit. Yeah, just write on this. Write a funny skit about how you can't play the guitar. Yeah, you know, that'll be pretty funny. Let's get to writing. Oh my god, I am getting fucking writer's block! And I shouldn't be getting writer's block because writing about how stupid the guitar is could be funny, and it should be funny, but I'm so fucking bad at the guitar, nobody's gonna think I'm cool, and I can't write anything, and oh my god, I'm just... Remember, Jeremy, deep breaths, deep breaths. You know what? New plan. Go for a walk in the park. A nice, relaxing walk in the park. Clear my head. Get my thoughts together. Yeah, that'll do it. So, I am standing in a park. Wow, this is so fun. Looking at some trees over here. That's some really beautiful grass right there. Yeah, this is a great way to relieve stress. This is so fun. Haha. Of course, you know, I wouldn't even have to come out here if I could just do anything right, but I'm a fucking idiot and I can't write anything and I can't play the guitar and everything about me sucks and I just can't do anything right, I 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 can't do anything right! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my solo show. What you just saw was about 1/10 of the anxieties we're going to be going over today. So, if you don't feel like sitting through a show about the struggles of a mid-20s stoner white boy, then feel free to leave. No, seriously, I don't have the self-confidence, really, to tell anybody that they have to stay, so, you know, you can totally just leave if you want. Anyway, for the two people still left in the audience, we're going to be taking a quick look into the mind of Jeremy Rosenblum. Oh, that's me, by the way, if you couldn't tell. So, to start off, let's see how my day usually begins. Jane. I want to meet a cute boy who's nice and funny. Oh, gee, really? I would have thought you wanted an ugly boy who's mean and not funny at all. So unique. Maria. I like going out for drinks. Wow, that just told me so much about your personality. Are you also a human being who breathes and has eyes? Jennifer. Looking for someone real. Oh, really? I thought you were looking for a robot. Courtney. Sexy MILF looking for fun. Go to www.hotsingleladies and DM me there, daddy. Well, Handy, looks like it's just gonna be me and you for the time being. Oh shit, Chad just posted a new story. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Chad. If y'all didn't already know, I love fucking bitches. That's all I do. Fuck bitches. Every day brings a brand new bitch. And y'all know I love bitches of all kinds. Big bitch, small bitch, short bitch, tall bitch. If I told y'all how many bitches I fucked last week, y'all wouldn't even believe me. But I'ma tell you. Sting now. So I got 4 bitches on Monday, then 3 bitches on Tuesday, 4 plus 3. Well, that's 9 whole bitches right there, you know? That's how many bitches I fucked. Oh shit, y'all. I got bitch coming up right now. Catch you later. Peace. Give me a like and follow. Oh my god. He's so cool. You know what? I'm gonna be just like him from now on. Yeah. Hey, ladies. So weird bumping into you here. Yeah, I'm just doing some shopping. I just, saw you guys standing here and I thought I just, had to say hi to you. So, what brings some fine ladies like yourselves in here? Oh, yeah, shopping. That is what one generally does in Forever 21, especially women in the, women's lingerie department. I'm Jeremy, by the way. So could I, get you guys numbers or... Oh, okay. Well, nice meeting you guys. I'll just, be here, shopping in case you, change your minds. So, what the fuck led me to do that cringy bullshit you all just watched? Societal expectations for men, a hypermasculinity complex, severe social anxiety, a tiny penis, probably all of those and about 100 different things. To be honest though, I think the biggest reason is a lack of self-confidence. Ever since I was a kid, it always felt like I was missing something, that oomph that just makes me desirable to be around. You know that scene in Shrek when Shrek gets really, really emo and he's talking to Donkey and then he says, "People take one look at me and they go, ah, Hellbrand, a big, stupid, ugly ogre. They judge me before they even know me, and that's why I'm better off alone." To be honest, I related to that shit on a spiritual level. But, Jeremy, you may be asking, you must have friends, right? Yes, I do in fact have friends, believe it or not. But that is a whole other story. Oh my god, Kyle, you are fucking hilarious, bro. And Jake, it was so good catching up with you, man. If you guys are gonna head out, I hope you guys get home safe. Just let me know when you get back. Alright, take care, guys. Oh, fuck. That was so awkward, the way that I said bye to them. I bet Kyle secretly just hates me and thinks I'm a fucking loser. I bet both of them are talking shit about me right now. That way that Kyle sort of turned his head 90 degrees to Jake when I said bye to him? I bet he's thinking right now, can't believe I went to go hang out with Jeremy. What a fucking idiot. I fucking hate myself. So I know what most of you are probably thinking. How the fuck did this kid end up this way? What can I do to make sure my kids never end up like this? Well, it started from my early years walking the earth. When I was in elementary and middle school, it always seemed like I was just the worst at every single thing that I tried. I was always picked last for baseball and gym class. Even the weird kid who was sitting around eating bugs for the entire game was picked ahead of me. Me swinging a baseball bat looked more like a palsy victim on heroin trying to sword fight, and it was a miracle if I could throw a baseball more than 5 feet. After realizing that I had zero athletic ability whatsoever, I tried taking singing lessons, and, well, I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test, to train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. These Pokemon can't understand. If you guys couldn't already tell, I used to get bullied a lot. I remember on the first day of 4th grade, I walked into class all happy and optimistic. I sit down and the teacher starts taking attendance. She says, Jeremy Rosenblum, and I quickly stand up and happily say, oh, present. Then the kid next to me turns and says, huh, Jeremy, you a fucking germ. His voice wasn't actually that deep because he was like 10, but that was the way that it sounded to me at the time. From then on, I was known as Jeremy to the entire 4th grade class. If you think, though, that, that's all in the past, I am a fully functioning 23-year-old now. I don't get bullied anymore. Oh boy, you are sorely mistaken. I'm gonna ask you all a question. Whenever you're walking down the street, do you ever see that one person that makes you think, oh, fuck, don't make eye contact, just, be me and my cool self walking down the street. I don't even see them. It could be a cute girl or some buff Arnold Schwarzenegger looking guy or a cop. Just a person that makes you question all of your masculinity or all of your confidence all at the same time. What if I told you that I do that with 6-year-olds? My fear of the 6-year-olds started about 2 years ago. I was walking past the schoolyard of my old elementary school, and a group of 1st graders were playing by the fence. One of them looked at me and said, "You look like a poodle." I quickly looked at my reflection in a car next to me, and holy fuck, he was right. This little 6-year-old just shattered the self-confidence I'd learned to build up for years. I just did that awkward laugh when you just got roasted but want to play it cool. I went home and cried into my pillow. I vowed never again to let myself be shamed like that. So now, anytime I pass a 6-year-old, it's back to the cool guy routine. Oh yeah, I see you, little Robbie. Look at you, dumb 6-year-old. Think you're gonna roast me? Well, I'm a grown-ass adult with a car, and all you have is a bitch-ass tricycle. So yeah, I dare you to say something to me. I had a newfound sense of confidence. 'Cause you see, if you can walk with no shame in front of a 6-year-old, you can do anything. So I know what you're all probably thinking right now. Why the fuck did this guy just waste 15 minutes of our lives talking about how much of a loser he is? And does he need help? Nah, I totally don't need help, but thank you for asking. To be honest, my therapist is probably sick enough of me as it is. But to be real with you guys, I myself don't even know why I just wasted 15 minutes of your life talking about how much of a loser I am. The whole time I was writing this show, I kept trying to find some creative way to end it in some optimistic way that shows, hey, this loser can actually do something, and his flaws are actually his strengths, or, something like that. To tie it in a neat little bow. Maybe I found a girl who loves me for all of my imperfections and flaws, and accepts me for who I am. Nope, never had that. Most girls that I talk to still think I'm weird as fuck. Or maybe getting into acting gave me a new sense of self-confidence, and now I can proudly live stress-free for my whole life. Nope, I still have at least one panic attack a day. So, unfortunately, this show isn't going to end with some amazing revelation about how awesome I am. But what it will end with is my imperfections. I'm already enough. All of my quote-unquote failures and shortcomings, every single one of those has shaped who I am now, and I've learned to love every single one of them. Just thinking about it, would I still be the same quirky guy that I am now if I could just always play some super hardcore Van Halen guitar solo? Or if I was always super popular with the ladies and had a million friends? Or if I looked like Brad Pitt? No, I wouldn't at all. And quite frankly, I fucking love who I am right now. I wouldn't change that for anything. One of my favorite quotes of all time comes from the early 2000s cartoon, Courage the Cowardly Dog. It goes like this. There's no such thing as perfect. You are beautiful as you are. With all of your imperfections, you can do anything. I've learned to love all of my imperfections, and I hope that you all do too. When I was a young boy, my mama said to me, there's only one girl in the world for you, and she probably lives in Tahiti. I'd go the whole wide world, I'd go the whole wide world just to find her. I'd go the whole wide world, I'd go the whole wide world to find out where they hide her. Yeah, so, maybe I fucked up the chords a little bit and maybe my voice isn't that good, but so what? Those are just my imperfections. Thank you all for taking the time to listen to them. Hopefully, the next time you see them will be on Broadway.
Cher is the reason I believe in divine timing. I found that woman when I needed her the most. I had just broken up with my ex-boyfriend, who made me cry more than he made me do anything else. And less than 2 months later, I was dating a grown man who would eventually give me mono but never admit to it. So I wasn't living my best life, and I desperately needed to figure my shit out. At that point, I had felt so badly because I had allowed myself to be heartbroken and mistreated, and even though I logically knew I wasn't the only person who had experienced these things, it felt like I had done something wrong, or like I had miscalculated something, because I wasn't supposed to be feeling sad over any man ever. But I was. Did I expect to find so much strength in a 1960s pop icon? No, but I definitely was not in the place to question it. I didn't know anything about Cher until I saw the Cher show on Broadway. I remember walking into the theater thinking, I'm not going to get much out of this show. I'm going to be sitting next to a bunch of old people, listening to songs I don't know and definitely will not like. But one really exciting part about that day was I got to go see the show with my mom. Some of our best times have been watching theater together. Spending time with my mom is complicated, and a good day with us looks very, very specific. Most of our days look like this.
I'm tired, Isabella. Today was a blah day for me.
Every day is a blah day for you.
That's not true. It's not every day.
It is every day. You're going to bed now?
Yes, I'm tired.
Mom, it's 6 o'clock.
I know. I'm just laying down.
Fine. Good night. I love you. It's actually amazing because on the days we go and see shows together, it's like we have a normal relationship. It's as if this spell has been lifted. She's up and excited throughout the day. We always have a nice lunch or dinner, and then we go see some magic on Broadway. She's coherent on those days. She drives. I remember on this day filling her in on everything that was going on with my love life. But one thing to note about my mother is that she always seems to find herself in the relationships that no one else agrees with.
Isabella, I'm done with him. Good. He's an asshole, Mom. None of us like him anyway.
I know I can't let him stay with the way he treats me. It's not fair to me, and it's not fair for you kids to keep having to see it. I promise I'm gonna kick him out for good next time. I'm sorry I keep putting you kids through this, but it's just so hard, Isabella, because I still love him. I'm sorry I should not be talking to my daughter about these things. Mom, it's fine. I can handle it. And I know you still love him, but just think about how much happier we're gonna be when he's gone. My mom offers what she can in terms of relationship advice. There are a lot of areas where she's limited, and I wonder if she sees the way art has been able to move her. A lot of her outings are to go see a movie or a show, and I feel really, really lucky that that's something we can share together. So on this day, I was just happy to be there. And in a way, my mom gave me the gift of Cher. I ended up realizing that Cher is a woman I want to be who is actually not that much different than me. She sings, she acts, she makes people laugh, and she's lived. She's also dated really shitty guys and has performance anxiety, and her career is my ideal. So I started asking myself, what would Cher do? If she could get through all that shit while having the life she has, I wanted to know how. I took some time looking into Cher and Sonny Bono's relationship. This was her greatest love and her greatest loss, and once again, I'm comforted by her story. She remembers the way she felt like she couldn't speak around him. In their 11 years of marriage, she can only recall 3 real arguments they had because she was so aware of how she spoke around him so that he wouldn't get angry and lash out at her. I also became a little too familiar with making myself smaller to try and keep the peace in my own relationship.
Did you just hang up on me? I do not tolerate people hanging up on me. Goodbye, Izzy.
I'm sorry, but you said something really mean and then you weren't even letting me speak. I just needed a minute. I called you right back. I'm sorry. Hello?
Hey, it's me again. I don't even know why this escalated. I shouldn't have hung up on you, so I'm really sorry. Just please call me back, okay? Hey, please don't ignore me. It's really starting to make me feel sick.
It's been 6 hours. I promise I will never hang up on you again. Please, please pick up the phone.
A fun little way I like to remind myself of love and loss is to keep almost every letter I get. No letter is too small. So to try and find another piece to the Izzy and Cher puzzle, I Googled Sonny's letters to Cher with the hopes of finding something. One of the first results that came up was one of their first songs together called The Letter.
I'm writing this letter to say goodbye. I know it will hurt you. Yes, you will cry.
Throughout my entire relationship with my ex-boyfriend, I would tell him, I don't care about gifts, I don't care about anything like that. Please just write me letters. And he never did. Only when we would break up or get into a fight. But I loved letters. I loved when I would get them from him. Each one felt like evidence, and I loved the idea of having proof that I was loved.
Dear Isabella, yeah, I am in love with you. Yes, I fucked up. Yes, I wish I could go back in time and slap myself to the future so I could stop myself from feeling so much. I'm sorry, Izzy. I'm sorry for making you feel less. I'm so sorry. I love you, Izzy, and it is going to be hard. This will be challenging at times, but I can promise you I will never give up on you if you decide to choose me.
Divine timing worked overtime with me, and it always happened that we would break up right before a big in-class presentation or a performance. So when it was showtime, I asked him not to come because honestly he felt like a bad luck charm. Obviously he didn't listen. Instead, he would sit in the audience and watch, and once the show ended, he would run off, but make sure that someone would give me the letters he left for me. It was never about what I wanted or how I felt, but he knew it was the one way to really reach me.
Dear Izzy.
Throw it away. I can't just throw it away. Izzy, cut the shit. This isn't helping you. Be fearless. The thing that scared me the most in my life was leaving Sonny. And after I left him, nothing ever really frightened me that much again. I did the thing that scared me the most. And after you do the thing that scares you the most, there's nothing else. Throw it away and let it go.
I feel stuck. I honestly feel crazy.
You're not stuck or crazy. You know, I still remember the way Sonny used to treat me like a child. It will break your spirit. Listen to me. You're so young and fun and hot. Find this love and excitement in yourself and in your work. Don't let some loser make you cry. Look, you either survive or you don't. Take your pick. I asked my mom if she kept any letters from my ex-stepdad. She said she threw most of them away, but she kept this one because she liked the drawing he made of two birds. In botched Italian, he wrote this to her after one of the times he was arrested. I made this beautiful picture for you. I hope you like it. My Italian is not good, but I want to tell you I will love you for 100 years. Kisses. I hope you feel the same way about me. She told me to throw it away when I was done with it. I still keep mine. For art, obviously. While I look to Cher's strength and resilience constantly, my absolute favorite thing about Cher is that she's shy. She used to not be able to perform without someone literally kicking her onto a stage. And even though she made a name for herself, she wasn't always taken seriously as an actress.
I went, Mike Nichols called and said, they're playing the trailer at some movie, you know, in Westwood, and you've got to go and see it. So I said, oh, well, I'm so excited. So I actually didn't do that, but I was very excited. And so my sister, my friend, and I ran to see it. We're sitting there, and it comes up, and they show some clips, and then they say, you know, Meryl Streep, and everybody applauds, and then they say, Kurt Russell, and everyone applauds, and then they say Cher, and everyone started laughing. Oh. And it was just, it was heartbreaking, but all I kept thinking was, you know, everyone did it, so it's so organic, it just was the truth. And so I got home and I called him and he said, they may laugh in the beginning, but they won't be laughing at the end.
How true they were.
And I got nominated for Academy Award.
Woohoo! Yes!
The woman with the biggest voice and the most extravagant persona feels fear. She's been rejected. I remember how seen I felt when I found out how terrified she was to perform. I've always loved performing, but it has never failed to activate my fight or flight response. My mom loves to say to me, Isabella, I don't know how you frickin' do it. You didn't get that voice from me. Ugh. I used to feel sick just getting up in front of a class to talk. I'm nervous just sitting in the audience and watching you. At the top of the list of most loved and most feared is musical theater. Most recently, I played a woman named Caressa, whose main character trait was her ability to command a room with her presence and with her voice. I was anxious for weeks. I kept wondering if I had what it took to give the role the presence she really deserved. But on opening night, I was backstage, my heart beating so loud I thought I was going to fall out of my body. I closed my eyes and put my hand over my heart and asked, what would Cher do?
Oh, fuck. Fuck my life. Why am I saying fuck my life if this is something I love to do? It's not fuck my life, but it's fuck my life, you know? Ugh. Why is my mouth so dry? Oh, I drank too much water and now I have to pee. Maybe my full bladder will add some urgency to my performance. It won't. Oh my god, am I gonna die? Or worse, am I gonna sound shitty up there? Was I only given this role because people just feel bad for me and I actually suck? Okay, positive affirmations, Izzy. You are worth it. You are good enough. You are so This is dumb. This is really dumb.
Izzy, I used to need a literal kick in the ass to get up and do what you're about to do. At least you're going up there voluntarily. But you know what else I'd be doing? The same exact thing you are. But I'd also remind myself that I was born to do this. That even though my heart is racing, there's no other place I could be, no other path I could possibly be on. Remind yourself of that. What is there to be so afraid of if you're doing what you're meant to do? At the end of the day, I only answer to two people, myself and God. I don't give a shit about what anybody else thinks, and you should neither.
What if I can't do it?
The sad thing is, until you do something, no one believes you're gonna do it, and even you don't believe it. But if you're gonna wait for someone to encourage you to do something, you better just give it up.
Well, that's not an option.
Good. So go out there and go do it.
I find myself asking what would Cher do when things aren't easy. I like to run through the ways I think she would handle heartbreak or move through rejection. I like to think of the way she so effortlessly takes the stage, her voice so huge it could move mountains. But I also like to think of her when she's alone, having to look at the pieces of her life and ask herself, how do I get myself out of this one? Like the rest of us do. I imagine what she might look like when she feels defeated, when she feels scared, when she feels broken. I remember my own relationships. I remember sitting in the passenger seat of a car being screamed at because I wasn't giving good enough directions. I remember wondering if I was a person who was meant to stand on stage. I see my mother. I see her being silenced. I see her fear. I see her weathered spirit. But I see a lot of resilience as well. We all still stand.
All my life, I've wanted to be a superhero. I grew up on these incredible characters that were able to fight crime and save the day all within a day's work. And they were just awesome, you know? Like the powers that they had. I was like, wow, if I had those powers, who knows what I could do. And, you know, some of my favorites are Captain America, Starfire, Storm, The Flash, and Ladybug. But yeah, Halloween I think was always my favorite holiday because I would be able to dress up like a superhero and no one could judge me. I used to really love dressing up as a kid, actually. It was really fun playing hero. But anyways, growing up, I would have these ideals, you know? Like, very similar to the heroes, and I'm like, I never really noticed that, but I would really love to help people and, you know, fix problems and things that I wish I could fix, but sometimes it was like, I just didn't have those powers that these heroes did. And if I did, maybe I would be able to fix these things and problems, but I just wasn't enough. I never felt enough, and I would have a lot of regrets. Yeah. I wish I could go back, actually, and fix those problems that are dwelling
An idea.
constantly and
How about
overthinking about.
we go back in time?
But yeah, give her some of my powers and I don't know, maybe fix some of the things. Well, I guess I'll just keep thinking then. Good night. good to be back. Hi. Dreamer, by the way. Oh man, I feel Kyla's pain and her agony. God, she is quite the hit on her. I think we've got to fix that. I have an idea. How about we go back in time, give her some of my powers, and I don't know, maybe fix some of the things she's always wanted to? I like it. Let's wake her up. Come on, Kyla, I have really exciting news. I'm gonna help you fix your past and give you some of my powers. Wait, what? I'm sorry. Who did you say you were again? Dreamer. Right, and why am I here and how the hell did I get here so fast? Take me to my past. Right, I thought I heard something like that. Fix my mistakes. Got it, but why here and now? This has to do with the bullying with April, and I have to go fix that. I've been thinking about it a lot. Okay. I guess we ought to try. Right, I won't be needing this stupid shit, or else I'll get really confused. Oh my god, hey April! What's up, girl? Anyways, I just wanted to know if you want to hang out after school. We could take the train together or something. Oh, hey. Yeah, I'd love to, but I don't know. I'm kind of waiting for Ashley. She said she would be out around this time, but she started ignoring me all day, and I don't know why. If anything, I can say something to her. Honestly, it's ridiculous that she's treating you that way. Ew. Ashley? You know what? I don't know what April did to you that was so fucking bad that you had to treat her like this. Why are you bullying her constantly in the past and even more now? What did she do that was so bad that you guys just can't even talk about it? You know what? No. Okay? Because you are disrespectful, rude, and a fucking bitch! Okay? Because whatever she did that was harming you, you guys could just talk about it with each other. Why do you feel the need to make her life miserable to make yours better? You know what? It doesn't even matter, because without you in her life, she's gonna have a hell of a lot better time. She's not gonna have to worry about people bullying her and making fun of her for things of her everyday life. I just want you to know that the hate you give comes back to you, okay? And I'm not here to bully you back, but just treat people better. I didn't. I never. Oh my god, that was amazing! I didn't know what you wanted to do more, cry or slap the shit out of you. Yeah, well, I'd do anything for April. You know how many fucking classes she had to suffer through because of those girls? I would have taken the hit. I wish that was what I actually fucking said. Yeah, but Kyla, don't you think maybe those experiences helped her in a way? Maybe helped her grow and become the person she is now? Yes, you may have helped that one problem, but if you think about it, those girls were always bullying her before you even knew her, and you couldn't change that. And she wouldn't be the person you knew now if she never had those experiences. Well, I don't believe that. I think she's definitely more happy now. So, let's say we go back, fix some more things. Come on, my blood's boiling, I'm on a roll. Hey, Dreamer. This is when I couldn't help Henry out, right? Alright, second chance. Let's fix this. Hey, Henry. Do you wanna maybe hang out after school? I noticed that you haven't been doing so well in class. Just, you know. Yeah. Yeah, it's family stuff, but I really prefer to just keep it to myself, okay? Hey, Kyla, seriously, I'm alright. Don't worry about me. I just don't want to talk about it, okay? Hey. I really gotta go. I'm sorry. Maybe another time. Wait! Seriously, Kyla, stop! Seriously, Kyla, stop. I'm not interested in going. Look, please, I'm sorry. I told you I don't want to talk about it. I just really want to help. Maybe you could come to the boys' soccer game after school and I can help you with your homework or something. I can give you all the notes and maybe we can hang out after too? Please. Fine. Sure, whatever. Yeah. Sounds good. I'll see you later. I'll be back in 30 minutes. Okay. I'll wait for you here in 30 minutes. Still nothing. Dreamer, I thought he'd be here by now. Yeah, I understand that. I understand, but still, we came back here to fix it. I have your superpowers now. What the hell? Oh, can I get another second chance? Like, maybe I said something wrong. Well, that doesn't fucking make sense, and why would you bring me here? You knew he wouldn't come back, and that's why you're trying to get me to fucking, I don't know, suffer or something? This is ridiculous. Listen, Dreamer, that last one was really shitty, and I'm so sorry that I said those things, but if you're willing to give me another chance, I'd love to try, and we can do what you said.
Okay, but I'm gonna dig a little deeper this time. Come on.
Alright, I'm ready. Let's do it again. Okay. I'm on your side, girl. I'm on your side. Okay. Okay. Hey, Dreamer. Why am I in my mom's room? This feels really, really recent. Oh. This is before my stepfather passed away? Yeah. I remember. That was really, really hard. And even harder for my mother. You know, I really just wanted to make her feel better. I wish I just let go of everything I was doing and just focused on her and was there for her more from all this hard time. You think I could talk to her before now, instead of after when I waited to? Mom, I just want to say that I'm sorry that I'm not here that much, that I'm always away at school, at work, especially when you're going through all this, and I love you so much, and I don't want to be gone anymore. I want to be here with you, to help you, whatever you need, and be there for James, and I'm sorry that I haven't been. But I promise I'll let go of school, I'll drop work, everything that I'm doing just to be here because I hate seeing you like this. And I want to be here to support you. I love you so much. Thank you, Kyla. Thank you so much. But, you know I would never ask that of you, right? As much as I want you to be here, because, of course, I want you to be here. But, I would never want you to give up on your dreams because of this. I never want you to give up on school or work or just being who you are. I understand that you're busy, and I know that you're here when you can be. Sweetheart, I love you so much. And thank you. That's all I could ever ask for. Just hearing that you care. Dreamer, thank you so much. Seriously, that was incredible. I still feel like I didn't really do anything though, like I didn't actually fix what I wanted to, or nothing actually changed.
Wow, Kyla. Honestly, just knowing that you wanted to be there for her, I think helped her a lot. She knew this whole time though, and that's what's important. She always knew, even if you didn't say it. Kyla, she knew you cared about her. You were doing just the right thing. And you couldn't save her, and she didn't want you to stop doing what you loved.
I think you're right. These people are already okay. I don't need to fix everything. I learned that now. Thank you.
Just know that you're on the right path. And people are here for you, and you are always going to be there for them too. But the most important thing is that you're there for yourself first. I love you a lot, Kyla. Yeah, girl. Anyways, it was really, really fun to be here, but I honestly have to go, and I think you've learned a lot. So, let's say we do the same time next week. No, yeah, it's okay. I have other appointments to go to. Bye!
So what I learned from all this is that I have a lot more potential than I hold myself out to have. Even in the past when I couldn't say those things, but something inside me really wanted to. But I learned from it. And yes, sometimes we make mistakes, but mistakes are inevitable, okay? And I love my mistakes because they've made me the person that I am today. And it took me a long time to say this, but I love the person that I am today. And yes, I might not be a crazy superhero, but that doesn't mean I can't help the world in my own ways. And the best way to do that is to be there for myself so that I can be there for others. Anyways, thank you. Bug out!
failed. I failed. I bared my soul to them. And they stared back at me with unmoved eyes. Not enough. Me! Noah Firth, am not enough! My body, my eyes, my fucking soul was not enough! Oh, God. I want to change the world. I want to make it a better place. And if I can't do that in 2 60-second contrasting monologues, well, I do it somewhere else. Very, very far away. I would volunteer. I would volunteer and I'd save the rainforest or the sea turtles. I would hike a continent. Yeah, I would hike from sea to shining sea, and I would learn to live off grid. Because right now, well, the grid didn't want me. The light is what I remember first. Landing in the south of Spain was like a new color, a new position from the sun. It was a new land to me. I had just flown over the Atlantic Ocean from the cloudy confusion of coastal New England. And now here I was, on the precipice of the Alboran Sea, and I was all alone. I traveled through Malaga. I walked through cobbled streets. All the time I had on this enormous backpack, and I wore these big boots with wool socks that almost came up to my knees. I must have looked ridiculous. What I discovered there was the eyes. Always trailed by turning heads. The staring, confused looks. The sizing me up. Where did I belong here? I traveled deeper into the interior of Spain. Here I am now on a bus. And I can feel all those eyes around me, but things are immediate. I can feel the rumble of the bus and the hunger in my stomach. I can see the clocks ticking in lonely bus terminals, my paper maps, and I'd done it. I'd done it. I had successfully stripped myself away, reduced to a nobody boy in big boots, in an empty station, and all that tragedy was very far away from me now. And then I'm there. El Pardal, the farm where I will work for 3 weeks. I walk in out of the forest, walk in the farm gate, and I see the farm owner sitting at a table shelling an enormous pile of fava beans. He's this funny dude. He's got thick glasses with one eye that kind of doesn't look at you directly. And he stands up. And without so much as saying hello, he wraps his arms around me and gives me this enormous hug. And I had been trying for so long to prove to people that I belonged someplace, but just like that, now I was part of the farm. And this place is beautiful. It's this kind of hodgepodge of a Spanish villa. It's all asymmetrical and handmade, and there's glass and shells stuck into the wall, and out on the horizon there is this rocky golden formation that kind of looks like the discarded first draft of the Egyptian Sphinx. And that night we eat dinner. It's me, him, and his 2 other volunteers, Lucy and Jesus. Lucy would run away in a few days. She'd fallen in love with a farm boy down the road, and well, the farm owner, to my surprise, would just leave. He'd go visit some nephew in Germany. And this left me and Jesus as sort of accidental roommates. It's crazy though. I had seen Jesus 3 days before I got to the farm out of a bus window. I was sitting there lost, and I see this enormous hat with a feather in it and long feather earrings. And I see him, and I say, that looks like someone I'd like to meet. And then there we are, 3 days later, living all alone at the same room, surrounded by nothing but forest and mountains, and we get along. I would wake up really early in the morning, and Jesus would already be up on the mountain doing some morning Tai Chi, and then we'd let out the farm's herd of goats, and we would concoct this kind of porridge out of hand-rolled oats, and we would go about these beautiful days together, just planting and watering the fields, letting the goats in and out, making cheese and dinner. And sometimes I'd have nothing to do at all, so I would just walk around and observe, which Jesus asked me about. One day he says, "What is it that you notice about the farm? Have you noticed? Have you noticed it changing?" I see, yes. So you see everything is always changing. Yes, you come here, we make good work, and one thing, it always changing so quickly another. I think everything, the stars, where the planets are, just the touch of a hand is always having its effect on everything. And he was right. Even I began to change, like a little potato flower, blooming up out of the ground, suddenly aware of being in a big, beautiful world. And I was free. I was free like never before. I had all this energy and autonomy, and with it I could do whatever I wanted to do, be whoever I wanted to be, so long as the goats got milked. But like sometimes Jesus and I, we used to like to go bouldering outside the farm gate. We would climb up these big limestone crags. So one day, I'm climbing and I'm close to the top, and Jesus is already up there. He's looking all majestic with a feather in his cap, and I'm stuck. I'm trying to climb straight at him, but I can't. There's this lip, and I'm kind of freaking out because I realize I don't have the strength to climb an overhang. But then I remember the touch of a hand, always changing. And suddenly, it's not a matter of not having the strength, but of finding a new way. And suddenly getting to the top, it's possible. And then again, neither was falling and breaking my skull, but I did it. I had learned. I had adapted. But then, it happened. We were eating breakfast and Jesus was mad. He said, "Miro did not leave us enough food, that asshole. He's trying to starve us. So I think we kill one of the goats." I said, "Mama, she does not have enough milk, so I think we take one of her babies." And he was so excited. And well, he had been teaching me everything on the farm and telling me his life story, how he'd run away from this festival in Portugal during a bad ayahuasca trip to come here, and he rewired his mind. And so naturally, I trusted what he said. So the next morning when he came back with a young goat on his back and tied it to the wooden table outside, I got very uncomfortable. And I walked very far away from the farm. I could hear it calling out to the rest of its herd for help. And it was awful. But then it stopped. And I said a little prayer for the goat. And I got up and I walked back to the farm. And there was Jesus next to a very alive goat. He put a knife in my hand, and then felt under its neck for a warm vein, which he then put my hand up against. I could feel his knife struggle to cut through its thick skin, how the goat tried everything in its power to escape, but gave up as the blood drained out of its neck. I held in my hand, frozen. And only after did it stop moving did I make my cut too. What I didn't tell Jesus was that I had been a vegetarian for 5 years before that. And ever since, I'd been a vegan. I think we made a stew that night, and Jesus told me that with that meat, he was building up a wall inside of himself, that he would block off the bad energies from entering him. With that life force, he would not waste it on assholes. And I knew I had trouble initiating things and being too passive, that I was easily led on by selfish people and gave in to self-doubt too quickly. So I resolved to do the same. I wouldn't spend my life force on people that did not make me happier or stronger or let me into university. Jesus popped out a harmonica and we watched the moon rise. And I thought, yeah. Up in the cosmos, I could see a goat made out of stardust jumping around. And it looked happy to be up there. The morning came for me to leave. I told Jesus I'd see him around. And then I shouldered my pack, hiked out the gate, and then the rest of the day into town, and then back to the speed of travel, thumbs up, ticket booths, trains, buses to France, and then I washed up on the Atlantic Ocean at the footsteps of the Basque Mountain Range. I stuck my left foot in the Atlantic Ocean, and then I set off to walk 1,000 kilometers just to stick my right foot in the Mediterranean Sea. That night I fell asleep to the sound of waves. I had just used my body to be a farmer, and then traveled all the way across Spain with pounds of hiking gear on my back. And so as I lay in my tent that night, the full picture of what I was really about to undertake began to crystallize in my mind. That maybe I'd be okay. After all, I had just blossomed like a little hippie to the possibility of a big, loving, benevolent universe, so yeah, I'd be fine. So the next morning, I woke up and I unzipped my tent and I threw open the fly, and the sky was dark and it was cold and raining. And so I set off on the maiden day of my transcontinental epic, staring down at the mud through the hood of my rain jacket. The fog that surrounded me those days and the thick red mud of the Basque Mountains began to intermix with my blood through those rainy days. Until one day, after bushwhacking all afternoon, after missing a fork in the road, probably because of the GPS, I looked down and my legs were indeed dripping that blood. That night I stayed at a small Spanish hotel, and I could see my ribs in the mirror like I'd never seen them before. The last day of rain was, of course, the worst. It teased me by starting off kind of pleasant. Some blue skies, an actual view of the mountains. I passed and crossed over a little river that I'd been walking along all day, and then I stared up at a wall of switchbacks that was going to be my afternoon. Now I'm an hour in. I'm high above the valley. The rumble of thunder, a strike of lightning makes the pit of my stomach drop. I'm now so exposed. If a storm was to start now, please, rain gods, just cut me a little break. They didn't. Fuck, okay, I'm sorry, I have no business telling you what to do, just please Please don't smite me. I just have to get to the other side and then I'll be safe. I'll curl up into a little hunting shack and you can go about your rain business. I began to crash towards the coal that would get me down to the other side. I was a stone's throw away. A little metal gate was all I had to pass through. But I ran as if gravity had tripled, like in those bad dreams where suddenly you're not in control of your body. I felt the sky split. The ions of air raised the hair on my back as a tendril of lightning touched down and lacked the gate that I was running straight towards. I stood there, frozen, breathing, alive. I began to feel the tendrils of my knee signal that I had ripped something in my mad dash. I had never prayed to God for my life before, but I began now. I prayed to every deity I knew just to cover my bases. I prayed just to save my life, just to give me a little break in the storms, to get me down to the other side. Please, please, I accept my place at your mercy. The dream suddenly became lucid. An enormous pair of black wings emerged from the circling mass of clouds. A vulture griffin is not an uncommon sight to see, but to me, stumbling below, it was as if a heavenly messenger came down from the clouds, as if Ra, the falcon-headed god of the sun himself, had brought down a beam of light just for me. And I was safe. I had been beaten that day, and something inside had torn. I realized that the days and miles that I had planned were now falling very short of what I was accomplishing. And more than the knee, the idea of continuing on like this in a land that I did not know, with a language that I did not speak, it was all too much. And so what tipped the scale, I don't know. Was it the knee, or the loneliness, or the hunger? I sank down in the middle of the trail, and I entered a message into the GPS system. Dad, I have to give up. I can't get to the end. I've failed so much. I failed to get into school, and now this. I don't want to stop. But I can't keep going. I have to come home. He replied, "You're strong. You're not a failure. Let me help." I felt an enormous difference the moment I decided that my trip was no longer about getting to the Mediterranean. I could enjoy being in each moment so much more now that the pressure of the finish line was gone. I hiked 3 more days until I reached the first town with the bus station. My last day started like so many of them had. Cold, overcast, rainy. The French hikers by the stone squat hostel I was camping in front of stared up at dismay in these conditions. the snow is no good. The snow is slush. I had planned one last day through a famous gap in the natural stone wall named Rawlins Breach. I stared up at the same strip of snow and thought, well, I will just go around it. And so up I went around the snow strip, and I passed through that natural gap, and then I stared up at my last true mountain. Its peak was shrouded in clouds like a widow. I thought maybe this is too much. These conditions aren't that good, and maybe I would have to run away and turn back, give up again. But fuck it. Que sera, sera, right? So up I went. Not another soul was out. I just sleuthed uphill, letting the moisture collect on my hands and face. I could not see a thing. And then I was just in view of the cairn, marking the peak at 3,144 meters. When I started to lose my balance, a strong wind began. Well, this could be it. The consequences of flying in the face of Mother Nature again. But then I saw a stone grotto someone had carved out of the ski slope, and I hunkered down into it, suddenly safe from the freezing cold wind. And then I watched the world reveal itself to me. The wind scattered the clouds to reveal a panorama of raw, bare, elegant stone and snow, ice and green earth pressed itself out of the bosom of the world, which swirled and twisted as if in a dance for the divine. And something caught my eye. Something else was here with me. Pure black wings, vibrant yellow claws hung right next to me. A blackbird, suspended in the wind, motionless. Easy, its total body in control, but effortless, subtly riding the current. Chasing the infinity around us, adjusting every second to the ever-changing world. It was then I realized how I would have to move forward. I saw all the past failures of my life, and then how all those failures had turned into something better, more important. And I watched my messenger from above tacking with the wind, and I knew I would never reach the Mediterranean Sea and stick my foot in its salty, warm water. But that was okay. No, that was more than okay. That was beautiful. The things that I have never planned on encountering have brought me the most joy. Like that bird that overcame the wind by diving headfirst into it. Always ready to change.
Mom, it's 7 a.m. and you're already fully dressed.
Because it's the royal wedding.
I don't get why you're so obsessed with royalty, and I don't get Meghan either, because I would not give up my career to become a prisoner in a castle all day.
So she gave up her career because she's in love. If a prince asked me to marry him, I'd drop everything.
I guess. I'm not really into the princely type. I prefer a bad boy. What?
Can you just shut up and take a video of me here, okay? Making a vlog for Facebook. I'm going to post it later. Anak, Meghan's dress is so ugly, diba? It's so boring and plain. My God, if I'm going to have a royal wedding, I'm going to go to the best designer in the world. Gucci, Louis Vuitton. Make sure I look good, especially if everyone is watching me.
My mother is weirdly obsessed with British royalty. She knows all of the gossip and controversy behind them. She has a book on Princess Diana, and she lost her mind when she found out there was going to be another royal wedding. Instead of fawning over William and Kate, now she can also fawn over Meghan and Harry. Part of my mother exists in a fairy tale. I mean, if I had her life, I would too. She grew up poor, lost her mother at age 13, and then her father left for another family. Being the oldest out of her 2 other sisters, they all had to pull themselves together at an early age. But I think she's taken care of others for so long, she doesn't know how to take care of herself. The thing about my mother is that she bends her philosophies to suit whatever mindset she's currently in. Exhibit A.
You have to set boundaries, anak. He can't just stay here late into the wee hours lying down on our couch, okay? He is too comfortable. He is acting like he is living here.
Exhibit B.
I just feel bad for him, anak. He is confused because you just dump him out of nowhere. You know, it doesn't matter if you stay home or go out. Just as I started to like him, now you want to dump him? I don't understand that, sayang naman.
I told you we've been having the same arguments over and over again. He always wants me to call him and text him the second I have some alone time, and we just sit and do nothing on the couch all day. I'm tired of it. I know when things aren't going to change, and I know when you're supposed to let go of something. You're supposed to be on my side.
I am not on his side. I am just telling you, you could have just talked to him about it again. You could have just spoke to him one more time. He loves you so much, you know. I know he really cares about you.
Anytime I have a crush on someone, I can't tell her, because then she'll try to tell me what to do.
Put some lipstick on. You're going to wear that? When you sit down, close your legs, please. Oy, anak, don't burp like that. You should be more ladylike. You know some guys won't like that.
The year that she found out I was sexually active was crazy. I even ran away from home for a week at one point. Growing up, she would always say,
getting pregnant would be the worst thing you could ever do to me. You understand me?
So, imagine when I said, okay, fine, yes, I'm having sex. Oh my God, he's my boyfriend, Mom, it's natural. What do you mean, how could I just give up my virginity like that? Yes, okay, fine. I got my HPV shot and I'm on the pill. I went to the gynecologist by myself. Having orgies in your house? Are you kidding me? The rose-colored perception she had of me was terribly shattered, but I felt extremely liberated. I always felt ashamed for being assertive and confident. I love being Filipino, but they sure as hell love a meek protagonist. And the tension lasted for months. Some nights my dinner tasted like shit because there was no love in it. But she still cooked for me because she felt it was her responsibility as my mother. We can either get along extremely well or get into terrible fights. It's amazing how much you know about someone, but also have no clue what's going on in their head.
Anak, can you open the door, please? I'm just trying to understand you, okay? I'm trying. I just don't want you to make a big mistake. Thank you for coming home.
I always associate my dad with airplanes. Growing up, he wanted to be a pilot, but my grandparents couldn't afford it, so he became an aircraft mechanic. Pre-COVID, he'd travel at least 5 times a year. Unlike my mom, who likes to pack her whole life into her suitcase, my dad doesn't even allow us to check in any bags when we're traveling with him. As an employee for the airline, he gets free flights. But the thing about flying standby is that you have to be extremely flexible. If there's no empty seats on the plane, you have to wait until there is one to accommodate you. And there's even a list of other guys flying standby.
I don't miss traveling with your dad. You're running here, running there, waiting forever just to get a flight. My God, I don't even want to get on the plane anymore.
Unlike her, I actually don't mind it since it's fun to travel with my dad. He has such an adventurous soul. And I know that if things don't work out, he has a backup plan. All right, listen up, friends. So there's a 737 at gate D32. We're going to go there when Margot gets back from the bathroom. Yeah, it's a bigger airplane than the one we just missed, so we might be able to get a seat. But if that doesn't work out, then we can take the next flight out of LaGuardia at 8. It's 7 right now, but I mean, we might hit traffic on the belt. So if that doesn't work, then you guys can go home and I'll just sleep in the airport and fly out first thing in the morning. I can imitate my mom really well, but my dad takes more work. He's really shy to the point where his first impression is intimidating or cold. The truth is, he's a man of few words in public and he likes to keep to himself. The thing that he does have in common with my mom, though, is how much he loves to watch my performances.
Good job, anak. Ang galing-galing. You sounded very good. But just make sure when you're dancing, just out, okay? Your shoulders are something like this. Doesn't look good, so just out. Be confident, okay? Good job, Franny. Wow. That was really good. Yeah, the girl with the curly hair was good too. Yeah. Favorite song, when you killed the guy and then you were singing after. Yeah, it was pretty good. You're a Broadway star, Franny. My dad is fearless. He rarely panics, and he's observant about himself and his environment. He even told me he wants to go skydiving. But even though he'd be willing to jump out of a plane in free fall, he doesn't like the rug being pulled out from underneath him.
Ayoko na kausap! Pareho lang yun! Umalis ka na! Ka pa rin sa iba!
Lasing ako nun!
Lintik na palusot yun! Alas! Ka, alam mo, ginagawa mo! Sinungaling ka! Hindi mo ako mahal! Pinagmukha mo! Sinungaling ka! Ano gusto ko? Hindi ko pwede makuha kahit simple ko! Umalis ka na!
How did this all make me feel? Well, it was fucking sad. I was really young. I had a hard time comprehending things. And when you're that small, it feels like your whole world is crumbling. Or like the universe is picking at you like your dead skin. Even right now, remembering it, I can only feel 1/10 of what that used to be in my body. I say this all the time, but it's amazing what the brain does to protect itself. I realized that out of all the memories I have of my parents in this house, I only have one of them happy together. One. It was so rare, which is why it became engraved into my mind. My mom was lying on top of my dad on the couch, and they were both giggling, whispering things that only they were allowed to hear. And then when I approached them, they looked at me and smiled. My mom was over the moon, and my dad was embarrassed at the fact that I had witnessed his vulnerability. Then I asked him if they were okay, and then she said, yes, we're okay now. I wonder what the moment was like for each of them when they realized this is what my life is now, and how that felt. I wonder which words they would retract and what things they would never repeat. After all the time they invested into one another, I wonder which memories are still vivid for them. One of my closest friends, David, just moved out of his childhood home and into an apartment in the Upper West Side. 2 blocks from Central Park, to be exact. He's done with school and going to job interviews and starting his own life. When I was with him one day, I could feel the electricity in the air buzzing for him. I'm happy to watch someone start their journey. It makes me think about my own. I realize what I want in love compared to what my parents did. Now, my mom wanted someone to take comfort in after all the years feeling alone in her life. My dad wanted someone who understood him. And I'm sure they did understand each other, but maybe at one point it got too hard or different. I know that she just wants me to be ready for the worst, and that he doesn't want me to regret anything in my life. And they're both annoying as hell, but they're the beginning to everything that I am. And I hope that whoever loves me will be able to love me unconditionally. That's what my idea of a family is.
Hey, no clubbing or whatever, okay? Where are you now?
I'm already on the train, going home. Clubs aren't even open. There are two components in the formula of saying exactly what's on my mind. The first one is knowing exactly what I'm going to say is right. Mom, I'm 21 years old, on the way home from hanging out with a friend, and you're asking me where I am. I know that you love me and that it's a mother's love, but can you love me and look at me as an adult too? I am fearless and strong. I know how to stand up on my own 2 feet and love myself, and how to navigate heartbreak. I came from a loving family with 2 parents who loved me more than the world. The second component is actually being able to say that. If you were to give me a genie in a bottle with 3 wishes, I'd wish for the best designers in the world to make whatever dress my mom wanted, for my dad to fly an SR-71 supersonic fighter jet called the Blackbird. I almost forgot that. And for my brother to always be happy. And my relationship with my brother is another story altogether. I think a lot about what family means, how relationships work, and what love is. Is anyone ready for love, no matter how sure they think they are?
Hello. Welcome to Restoring Hope Emotional Support Group. I will be your moderator for today's meeting. Before we begin, please remember that there is never too much or too little you share here today. Please leave your name for after you finish sharing your story, acknowledging that you are a survivor. My name is Crystal Benson, and I am a survivor. So, who would like to begin this meeting?
Might as well get it out the way. I mean, you think I want to be here? You think I want to sit here and talk about getting raped and beaten and dragged down the street and kicked in my stomach when my baby was in? I have a son. His name is Xavier. That means hope. And he is all the hope I have left in my life. His father, on the other hand, there is no hope for him. He will never see my son. He lost that right when he tried to kill him. The asshole knew I was pregnant. That's why he kicked me, because he thought I was fucking around with other dudes. I wasn't though. I wish I was, because then my baby's father will be someone different. But then my baby wouldn't be Xavier. And I love my son. But I wish I wasn't his mom sometimes, you know? Because I'm weak. And I let myself stay with someone who would beat the fuck out of me in the bathtub because it was easier to clean up the blood afterwards. That's so fucking embarrassing, you know? I remember this one time we were at a party and he was already pissed at me because I didn't feel like drinking. and he was dancing with this girl, so I got pissed and I went up to him and I said, I need to go, I'll wait for you in the car. So he comes out like 5 minutes later, screaming and kicking the car tire. So I got scared and I locked the door. So he punched his fist through the window and dragged me by my hair. I got all cut up, but he didn't care. He spit in my face and said, don't you ever embarrass me like that again, you bitch. I was like 8 months pregnant when I left him. I wanted to do something nice for myself before the baby came, so I ordered some food and took a nice bubble bath. And he got home drunk and pissed and who the fuck knows what, but I knew he was gonna take it out on me. He came into the bathroom and pushed my head under the water. I was struggling to fight him off, knocking down the shampoo bottles, the candles. When he finally let me go, he walked out the bathroom. And I was so scared that I locked myself in the bathroom, put on my robe, climbed out the bathroom window, and ran to my neighbors. And they called the cops for me. And he got arrested for attempted murder of me and my unborn baby. I don't know why it took so long for me to leave him. And I know we aren't supposed to judge ourselves because we're all survivors, and I am a survivor. But that experience fucked me up. And I'm still scared. It's normal when you've been through what I've been through, what we've all been through. But I am an amazing mom, and I will make sure Xavier grows up in a loving family and that he is a good boy and a good man. My name is Juliana Medina, and I am a survivor. My name is... Oh, sorry, I forgot. Introductions are for after. So, I am here because my sister actually found this scoop for me. She witnessed one of the incidents with my husband. Him and I were trying for a baby, but it just wasn't working out for us, and our relationship became very routine. It became about when was the best time to have sex, when I was ovulating, the best position. It all became this rule that a married couple has to have children. And there was 1 month that my period was late, and my sister came to visit and she brought me some fertility tea. And I went upstairs to use the bathroom, and my underwear was stained. I had gotten my period. And when I was walking back downstairs, my husband was walking upstairs, and when I told him what happened, he pushed me down the stairs. I woke up in the hospital with my sister and him leaning over my bed, and he said, "Are you okay? You fainted." He convinced me. Our relationship, it just got to a point where I not only accepted the abuse, but I understood it because it was me who wasn't able to have a baby. There was one night that he came home from work and he was rambling about how his coworker was pregnant and how he wished he'd married her instead. And I had just gotten done baking these muffins. I make these amazing cinnamon pumpkin muffins, and I was making them for my parents. And he comes up from behind me and bends me over the kitchen counter, and he said, "I want to make a baby with you now." But what he didn't realize is that he placed my body on the still very hot muffin pan, and I screamed, and he let go of me and apologized. And then we went upstairs and tried to make a baby. There was another night that he brought home a friend, and his friend started talking about how his wife was pregnant, and I knew that baby talk upset him, so I took that as my cue to leave. But
When I was leaving the living room, my husband said, well, maybe if you tried with him, you could get pregnant. And I immediately started to apologize to his friend, but when I saw that he didn't object to it, I noticed that it was all some disturbing setup. And I don't remember if I was forced or if I agreed to it. I just wanted to make him happy. That's all I ever wanted. But I had to leave him. He treated my body like it was this reproductive factory. And I can't have kids. The doctors say there's nothing they can do about it. And the thought of never being able to be a mother broke my heart. But then I realized I can still be a mother. I can always adopt or get a surrogate. Or maybe I'll just be one of those women who never have kids, and that's okay too. But if I do bring a child into this world, it'll be brought into a loving family, even if that family is just me. My name is Jessica Wells, and I am a survivor. I am here because of a relationship I had with a guy named Alex. The first time it happened, I was in Alex's house and he wasn't home yet, so his brother Jack let me in. And when he got home and he saw me sitting there with Jack, he looked really pissed and he went upstairs to his bedroom, so I followed him. And he said, "So you're flirting with my brother now?" And I said, "Don't be stupid." And I started laughing because part of me thought it was so ridiculous, and the other part of me was kind of disturbed by how upset he got. And then he slapped me across the face. And I started hysterically crying, and then he hugged me, and then he started crying, and then I said sorry to him. The next time that it happened, we were fighting about who the hell knows what, probably something I said or something I wore. And I remember I was so angry that I was shaking, trying to press the key to open up my car. And he grabbed me by my wrist and spun me around and punched me in the face. He sunk to the ground crying like a child, and I got on the ground with him and I held him and I said, "I'm okay." And he said, "I love you." I didn't say it back. Things actually got better for a while, almost a month. But then I was at his house and he started to get touchy with me and I was fine with it. But then he started to take his clothes off and I told him I wasn't in the mood, but then he tried unhooking my bra and I told him to stop. And then he pinned my arms up and he pulled down my shorts and I started yelling to stop and he told me to shut up, but I kept yelling and I should have just shut up because at that moment he went into his nightstand and pulled out a lighter and held it in between my thighs. I felt the warmth of the fire inching closer and closer to the thing that made me a woman. And then he said, "Are you gonna shut up now?" And I did. The night I broke up with him, I went over to his house and he was so angry. He started throwing things at me, anything he could find, his phone, his keys, the picture frames on the walls. And I ran down the stairs and I ran to his backyard because that was the closest exit. But he caught up to me and he snatched me up by my hair and pulled me towards him.
and he pinned my arms down to the side and just squeezed me, and I was screaming, and then he let go of me, and I fell to the ground. And when I tried to get back up, he kicked me, and he kept kicking me and kicking me. And he kicked me on my head, on my back, my stomach, and I felt the blood leaving my body. I felt the snap in my ribs. I felt like I was gonna die. I felt angry because he ran out and got in his car and drove away. But then I saw the surveillance camera facing my body, and I had proof. Even if it was just a snippet of what I dealt with for the past year. I got a restraining order thanks to his brother who turned in the surveillance footage. I realized people like Alex don't change, but I am, and I have, and I still am. I realized everything he did to me, it doesn't make me dirty or broken or useless or unlovable. It just makes me strong enough to say that I deserve better. My name is Taylor Jean Fox, and I am a survivor. Like many of you women, when we were young girls, we always had a boy be mean to us. Then when he was mean to us, we were told it's because he likes you. And the boy would go on being mean to us without any consequences because boys will be boys. Welcome to womanhood, where it's the same bullshit. Many women still listen to this narrative. I know he hit me, but he said he wouldn't do it again. I know I am crying, but he said sorry. I know I am in pain, but he loves me. Let's stop this narrative, because we are women now, and they are still boys.